When we speak about giving and receiving gifts, what do we mean? What does it mean to give a gift? What does it mean to receive one? Giving a gift is sharing love and kindness with somebody else. The ability to give is when you have something that somebody else does not. And perhaps it's even something that the other person doesn't have. I'm sure all of you received gifts at various points in your life from your parents, your grandparents, friends, family members. Think about for a minute how amazing it feels to receive that gift. Maybe it's something that adds to or enhances your life. Maybe it's a surprise that delights you. Now, think for a minute about giving gifts. Think about that time when you gave your mom a bouquet of flowers, which made her happy. Your best friend, that piece of clothing that she's always wanted. When you created a playlist for your boyfriend, something that took him by surprise. Sometimes the pleasure of giving a gift supersedes the pleasure of actually receiving one. I received an incredible gift 6 years ago. My mother was dying. She was given a few months to live. Her heart wasn't functioning properly. And the only way that she was going to live is if she got a heart transplant, which meant her heart, which was not functioning properly, had to be removed and transplanted with a beating, healthy heart. My brother and me had lost our father a few years earlier, and we were devastated with this news. It was unfathomable. The idea of somebody else's heart inside our mother in order for her to survive, how was that going to happen? And that's when we found out about organ donation and transplant. That's when we found out about the most generous form of giving that exists in the world today. And the amazing thing is it happens everywhere in the world. It happens every single day. That special gift gave my children, my brother, and me 5 years more with my mother. And thank God for that donor that it did, because she died of natural causes last year. And those 5 years that we got with her will carry us through for the rest of our lives. Those memories that we made, those loving moments, those conversations. We never would have had that chance if it wasn't for the generosity of an incredible donor and his family in Chennai. He had an accident. He passed away. And just in those hours between life and death, his family made the courageous decision to donate his organs, and his heart came to my mother. For my family, for myself, organ donation is the most generous gift that can ever be given by any human being to another. And it made us think about the idea of not taking those organs to an afterlife where they're not useful to us, but actually to contribute to the circle of life ourselves by giving them to somebody else who needs them, whose life can be saved with those organs. Heroes don't always wear capes. Real life heroes are not Superman, Batman. Real life heroes do exist. Real life heroes are children like yourselves. Surabhi Bindal, 16-year-old girl, just graduated from class 11 with flying colors, had a dream to be a chartered accountant. She was her school's pride, her family's love. Her friends cherished her. It was a regular day. Surabhi went to pick up her brother from school like she did quite often. And out of nowhere, some debris from a construction site fell on her head. She was rendered unconscious and bleeding. Surabhi was rushed to hospital, and she was declared brain dead. And in those moments where they discovered that their child was going to be no more, her brave and courageous parents took the decision to donate her organs. And Surabhi saved 8 lives that day. 8 lives. Aman Jain, 13 years old. He had an asthma attack. The oxygen wasn't traveling to his brain. He was declared brain dead. Aman was an impish monkey, adored by his parents and his 2 older sisters. And as they heard in those moments that he didn't have a chance to live, his brave parents decided to donate his organs. and have become advocates for organ donation. Parth Gandhi, 22, just graduated from engineering school, secured his first job. Parth was known as a giver in his community in Chandigarh. Took his bike out one night, like a lot of nights, met with an accident. Was rushed to hospital, struggled through several surgeries, and was declared brain dead. Parth's parents decided he was such a giver in life that they felt he would love to be a giver in death. And so they donated his organs. Let's go over some facts on organ donation. Let's set some context here. There are 1.3 billion people in India. Less than 1,000 people donate their organs every year. That means that any given time, 5 lakh people who are facing organ failure will not necessarily get an organ to save their life. Almost 2,000 children are waiting for organs every single year. And on an average, 20 people die every single day waiting for an organ. One organ donor can save up to 8 lives, and that same organ donor can enhance 39 lives. 39 lives with the promise and the intent to donate your organs upon death. Organs which will not be useful to you in the afterlife, just like none of your material possessions would be. Organ donation is the process of taking organs from one person's body and putting them in another person's body. Our body is made up of a team of organs. The entire team, like any sports team, the entire team is required for the functioning of the body. Although we all look different on the outside, our organs are all the same on the inside, and they do the same job. The organs that we can donate: kidneys, liver, heart, lungs, pancreas, even skin, bones, eyes. There are 2 types of organ donation. There's living donation, which you can donate organs like liver, which regenerates, kidneys, where you can give 1 kidney, and you can be living and do that. Or deceased, which means that when you die, you can pledge to give your organs to somebody who may need them. How do you pledge your organs? You go online, you fill up a form, you get a card. That card expresses your intent to be an organ donor. Not everyone is eligible to donate organs. Not everyone. Only those who die of brain death. Which means when there's severe trauma to your head or to your brain and the brain stops functioning. It's only then can you donate, not when you die of natural causes. So the universe of donors is limited as it is. Brain death is death. It is not a coma. You're put on a ventilator for a few hours, and in those hours, you have the chance to transplant your organs from one body to the other. What can you do as the youth of today? We have a lot of youth that work with us towards the cause of organ donation. You don't realize how powerful you are in the dynamics of family life. Conversations that you take home, if they choose to be courageous conversations, bold conversations, if you choose to have those conversations with your parents, with your friends, with your family members, you can actually choose to educate them. You can bust those myths. You can encourage organ donation. As youth of today, you can also decide how you look at death. Do you take away your organs after you die when you have no use for them? Or do you think about giving back to life, to the circle of your life, your contribution to society? And most easy for any of you to do is the youth of today are masters at social media. Anything that you like, post, click on, anything that you campaign for, anything that you talk about is viewed by thousands of eyes. Choose what you want to talk about. Talk about organ donation. Encourage as many people to become organ donors. Choose gifting. Choose gifting a life.